Hello and welcome to Julie in Michigan. I'm Julie, obviously, and welcome to day 6 of my 30-day challenge to see if I can film and publish something every day. And it is getting easier. So today is not a work day. I have to take days off. And additionally, my tools had gotten quite rusty. I thought I had thoroughly cleaned them and dried them and put them away that way, but based on the rust, not. So I chose to look at ChatGPT to see what they recommended as a course of action with these tools. So I took a picture of the tools and posted it and said, what can I do? And I wrote down I printed the directions. So I thought, I'll let you follow along with me and let's see how this works. So I'm going to turn this camera around and we will be able to see what I'm doing here. With the table straight. Okay, I think you can see good. So this was one tool. You can see it's got some rust on there on both sides. And then the other was this one, and it also has a lot of rust spots. So I'm going to wear rubber gloves. Just a good idea, in my opinion. My hands get a lot of rough wear. I don't always use gardening gloves in the summer. I should. But the best way to clean it, they said, was to use Barkeeper's Friend, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. And take a soft cloth, just damp, not dripping. It's like a little boil of water here. And kind of squeeze this out. Okay. And lightly sprinkle on the rusted areas. I'm going to wet it first. And let's see, right here. I have to stand up. I'm not good at sitting for very long. I do sit. I think, there's a time and a place for it, but it's not all the time. And I have a knee that's kind of wonky sometimes, and if I sit for long, it's painful when I stand up. So I stand up frequently. When I get up in the morning, I stand there and twist my knees around a little bit this way and that way and pretend they haven't been stable all night. Seems to help. So this looks like it's coming off. A little bit there. Do the other side. Wet, not dripping. Got a long piece of rust there. So, when I was growing up, my dad died when I was young, and I didn't have the benefit. I had older brothers, but they were much older, and they were young marrieds by the time I was very active around the house. And so I didn't get a lot of in-house training on tools and tool care, but I know that our next door neighbor, their garage, both sides are their neighbors. All their tools were well taken care of, hanging on a pegboard and placed. And I've tried to do that through the years, but sometimes I got caught up with other things, and I haven't always taken the best care of my tools. I have done better. Taking some of my garden tools, the clippers and things, and doing the same thing, taking them apart, checking on YouTube, how do I take this apart? And get great directions on YouTube. Sometimes I now just go to ChatGPT because it's just direct with the exact product that I'm using. So I will ask questions like, how do I clean this, or how do I remove this, or how do I change a battery in that, or questions like that, just technical assistance. But you know, I aim to have my garage in that condition, and it hasn't been that way. I've had a friend store some of their things, and then somebody died and they wanted to their things. So I've been in last year really seriously getting rid of that stuff, and if it's still there this summer, it's going to be sold. You know, I'll get fair notice, but I want to be able to easily use the tools that are in my garage. I've got a really nice saw system, and I'll show it to you. I mean, I think I've shown a glimpse of it in some of my early videos when I was having to repair the subflooring here underneath the sink, cutting the boards to size. But I didn't get a really good shot of my garage, and that will be the case this summer as soon as it gets warm. You know, I'm here in Michigan, and in Michigan, winter is when we do these inside jobs. The painting, the, you know, everything that, it's too bleak to go outside. It's too cold to go bicycling. If I skied, that would be a good time to do it, but I don't, and I don't ice skate. I never really liked being out in the cold. It's better now because I have the right clothing, but I think growing up, well, long underwear was something that I think boys wore, and it was white and woolly and scratchy, and now I'm really happy with my long underwear. Okay, so gently scrub using a nylon pad, or rest will turn into orange-brown slurry. Okay, I think it has. It's kind of a round brown slurry thing there. Rinse immediately. Okay. I'm going to take these over here. I could show you, but you know what it looks like to rinse. Okay. Now I'm going to move these things out of the way so I can turn this cloth over. Now that I cleaned it, I don't want to get it back up again. So here's my two tools. I do want to dry them immediately and not generate more rust. Dry immediately. Okay. After clean protection. The best choice was paste wax, like for furniture, or car wax. But I don't have either of those. If I've got car wax, it's in the garage, and it's cold up there, and I'm not going to get dressed and run out there. So the second choice was WD-40, which I always have. That's nice. Pretty. I think it's important to take care of your tools. You know, it's not just the having what you need when you want it, which is a big part of it. And, you know, it did say if I used this with the rust on it, the rust would come through. So it's important in your job to have your tools in nice shape. But there's just a feeling of personal pride for me, knowing that I've taken good care of things. Not that I'm perfect, believe me. I have not always. You know, with age, I think sometimes we improve and we take better care of things than we did when we were younger. And, you know, friends and social life called to me more than taking care of my tools often when I was younger. But turn it back around. Here I am. Okay. There we go. Okay. I could clip that out, and I might clip it out, but I might not. So my tools are ready to be put away, but I will be using them again very soon. So it said 24 hours to let that dry, or 48 if it was very thick. And there were places in that I had to put on a pretty thick coat. But it looks pretty smooth, so I'll be sanding a little at a time. The best way for me on something like that, where I'm going to use a hand sponge to sand, I don't have it convenient, is to put it convenient. Put it right by. Then, if I'm in the kitchen, which I frequently am, and making a cup of tea, again, and I have to wait for the water to boil. And I can just pick up that little sander sponge and keep working at it a little bit at a time. You know, 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there. The next thing you know, it's done. And then I'll proceed. I don't know if you all check into the description box below here, but a lot of times I'll write more of the explicit directions that I'm following and products that I use and some of my favorites. I don't have any affiliate accounts set up yet, but I probably will. It's a good thing to do. I have used other people's suggestions from YouTube many times. Gone to their description and seen the name and got the link right then. At that time, it was often Amazon. And it gave me a little bit of a little good warm feeling. I liked somebody on YouTube, and there's several people that I like, and I know that they're wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing, or I'm using the same tool that they used, or something like that. It's about building a community, and right now we've got so much separateness in our country that community is good, and so I'm hoping to continue to grow this little community that's beginning to form, and it feels great. And I'm loving my kitchen. It's still a work in progress, and you know, if it's done when it's done, it'll be fine. And if it never gets done, it's fine too, because I enjoy the process, and as I said, I enjoy the planning. So that's it for today. A little bit longer than my short yesterday, and who knows what I'll do tomorrow, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. Let's stay together. Subscribe if you like it. Go ahead and notify if you want to. I'm going to try to post every day, schedule it for, like 8 o'clock in the morning, the next morning. So you can count on that. I think, good, what do they say? Good Lord, hoping and the creek don't rise, or something like that. Comment if you know what that is. Something about the creek doesn't rise. I don't know. See you then. Bye.